crochet lovers, and welcome to my channel Spaß mit Faden. Today I want to show you how I crocheted this beautiful wallets right here. All of those 3 wallets I crocheted with the same pattern, but each time I've chosen a different way to close them up. With this wallet here, I choose the very big button to close it up. Here I really sewed up 3 little buttons to close up my wallet. And with this little wallet, I just choose to sew a little magnet inside of it, so I can close it up too. In the inside, my wallets are looking like this, and I now want to tell you what you'll need to crochet to go with me this beautiful wallets. To crochet now to go with me your beautiful wallet, you'll of course need yarn. I decided to crochet today my wallet with this beautiful pink color yarn, and for my wallet, I use 50 grams from my wool. Although you'll need a crochet hook, I crocheted my wallet with a 3.5mm hook. If you want your wallet to be bigger than mine, you can of course use a bigger hook too. You'll need a yarn needle to sew up your yarn ends and some scissors to cut off your yarn ends. And in this tutorial, I want to show you how you can close up your wallet with a button. And for my button that I later on want to sew up on my wallet, I already laid down some thread and a needle. If you do have a magnet at home, you can of course use a magnet too to close your wallet up. But I thought that maybe not all of you do have a magnet at home. And because of this, I want to show you in this tutorial how we want to close up our little wallet with a button. And although I laid down a tape measure, you don't necessarily need one to crochet your wallet, but I just want to be very precise. And I do hope now that you enjoy the instructions and crocheting together with me your beautiful wallet. We now want to start to crochet our wallet by creating a slip knot first. And into that slip knot, we now want to insert our hook and pull our slip knot tight. What I want to do now is to create the width of my wallet. For this, I want to chain 24. So for a chain stitch, I always want to yarn over and pull my yarn through the loop on my hook. This is my first, my second, my third, 4th and 5th chain, and please just continue to crochet your chains till you crochet 24 chains in total. I just completed to crochet my 24 chains. In this whole pattern, while crocheting our wallet, we always want to crochet 1 turning chain and then continue to crochet the following row. So after my 24th chain, I just crocheted 1 turning chain, and I now want to skip this turning chain and crochet into the 2nd chain from my hook, my first single crochet. So I want to insert now my hook, as I said, into that 2nd chain from my hook, yarn over and pull my yarn through, and then I want to yarn over and pull my yarn through those 2 loops on my hook. This was now my very first single crochet. I now want to continue to crochet in each chain 1 single crochet. So I just go on with this following chain and insert my hook into it. Then I want to yarn over and pull my yarn through, and again I do have 2 loops on my hook. I want to yarn over and pull my yarn now through those 2 loops. This was now my 2nd single crochet, and please just continue to crochet in each of these chains 1 single crochet till you're at your end of the row, and you should then have crocheted in total 24 single crochets. I'm now nearly at the end of my first row with my single crochets. As you can see, I've got 1 last chain left, in which I of course want to crochet 1 single crochet too, and now I've crocheted in total 24 single crochets. As I said, before we now start to crochet a new row, we always want to crochet 1 turning chain, and then we want to turn our whole work around. Into this very first stitch here, I now want to crochet my first single crochet for my 2nd row, and this is basically the pattern that we now want to continue to crochet. In each stitch we want to crochet 1 single crochet, and in total we should have 24 single crochets in each row. Then when we completed to crochet a row, we want to crochet 1 turning chain and start with a new row. And you just now want to continue to crochet this pattern till you reach the height of this part here of 15 centimeters. This doesn't have to be exactly 50 centimeters. Just continue to crochet your rows with your single crochets till you crochet 15 centimeters of a high. And then I want to show you how we want to continue to crochet our sweet little wallet. I crocheted my rows with my single crochets, and my piece of work is now 15 centimeters long. As I said in the beginning, you don't necessarily need a tape measure. This piece that we now created, we later on want to fold together, and this will be the space where we want to put our money in. I want to show you what I mean with an already finished wallet. This place here will later on be the place that we put our money in of our wallet. And this beautiful front side we now want to create together. We now want to start to crochet our very first row with the popcorn stitches. So the first thing that I want to do is to crochet again one turning chain, and then I want to flip my whole work around. These 2 stitches now from the previous round, we want to crochet again with our basic single crochets. So we want to start our row by crocheting first 2 basic single crochets, and into that 3rd stitch from our previous round, we now want to crochet our first popcorn stitch. So what I want to do to crochet a popcorn stitch is to yarn over and insert my hook, as I said, into that 3rd stitch from my previous round. Then I want to yarn over again and pull my yarn through, and as you can see, I do have now 3 loops on my hook. I want to yarn over now and pull my yarn through those 2 loops. The following 2 loops I just want to leave on my hook. Then I want to yarn over again and insert my hook into that same stitch. I want to yarn over and pull my yarn out again, and now I do have 4 loops on my hook. I always want to yarn over and pull my yarn just through those 2 loops. This was now the 2nd time. I want to do that in total 4 times. So I yarn over for the 3rd time, insert my hook again into that stitch, yarn over and pull my yarn through. I do have now 5 loops on my hook, and I always just want to yarn over and pull my yarn through this first 2 loops on my hook. Then I want to yarn over for a 4th and last time, insert my hook again into that stitch, yarn over and pull my yarn through, and then I want to again yarn over and pull my yarn just through those 2 loops on my hook. And I do have now 5 loops on my hook, and to complete my popcorn stitch I now want to yarn over and pull my yarn through all the 5 loops on my hook. This was now my first popcorn stitch. After that, I want to crochet again 2 basic single crochets. This was my first and my second one, and into that 3rd stitch I want to crochet again a popcorn stitch. So I yarn over, insert my hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull my yarn through, and then I want to yarn over and just pull my yarn through the 2 loops, and I want to repeat that in total 4 times. This is now the 2nd time, my 3rd time, and my 4th and last time. And I should now have in total again my 5 loops, and one last time I want to yarn over and pull my yarn again through all the loops on my hook. So what we want to do in this row basically is to always crochet our 2 single crochets, and after that we want to crochet into that 3rd stitch our popcorn stitch. If you crochet tighter than me or maybe have thinner yarn, you can of course use more than 4 times to yarn over for your popcorn stitches, and please just complete your row now like that. And once you're at the end of your row, I want to show you how we want to continue to crochet. I now nearly completed the crochet my first row with my popcorn stitches. As you can see, after my very last popcorn stitch, I do have now 3 stitches left from my previous round, and in each of them I now want to crochet 1 single crochet. This is my 2nd and my 3rd and last single crochet. Then I want to turn again by crocheting 1 turning chain. And now I want to crochet 1 row with basic single crochets. So what we do after our rows with our popcorn stitches is to always continue to crochet with a row with single crochets. So I want to crochet now my 3 single crochets. This was my first, my 2nd and my 3rd single crochet. This one is hiding a little bit, so just make sure to really crochet your 3 single crochets, and now a popcorn stitch is following. On top of that popcorn stitch I now want to insert my hook and crochet 1 single crochet on top of it, and now I just have 2 stitches in between my popcorn stitches. This is my first and my 2nd single crochet that I want to crochet in between my popcorn stitches. Then there is a again coming 1 popcorn stitch. On top of that, I want to crochet again 1 single crochet. So what you can do as a crochet beginner is to remind yourself that we just crocheted in our previous round, in between our popcorn stitches, our 2 single crochets. And of course, we now want to crochet on top of each stitch again 1 single crochet. That means that in between our popcorn stitches, we should now crochet 2 single crochets. Then we should continue by crocheting on top of our popcorn stitch, our single crochet, and just please complete to crochet your row like that. And then I want to show you how we're gonna continue. I'm now nearly at the end of my row with my single crochets. We always crochet in between our rows with the popcorn stitches, 1 row with our single crochets. Because of this, we can be sure that our popcorn stitches are always facing the same side. So what I have here is 1 last stitch left, in which of course I also want to crochet 1 single crochet. And then I want to chain 1 again and turn my whole work around. What we want to do now in this row is to crochet again a row with popcorn stitches. But because we want our popcorn stitches to be a little bit offset of each other, we want to start this time by crocheting first 3 basic single crochets. So this is my first basic single crochet, my second, and my third single crochet. And into my 4th stitch from the previous round, I now want to crochet 1 popcorn stitch. Just the same way that we've always done it. And after my popcorn stitch, I now want to crochet in between my popcorn stitches in this row 3 single crochets. As I said, we do that because we want our popcorn stitches and the rows with our popcorn stitches to be a little bit offset of each other. So please complete to crochet your row with your popcorn stitches now like this. We always want to crochet 1 popcorn stitch, and then we want to crochet 3 basic single crochets, and after that we again want to crochet a popcorn stitch. And once you've finished your row, I want to show you how we want to continue to crochet. I now nearly completed to crochet my 2nd row with my popcorn stitches. And after my last popcorn stitch in this row, I do have now 4 stitches left from my previous round. And in each of those stitches, I again of course want to crochet 1 single crochet. So this was my first single crochet, my second, my third, and my 4th and last single crochet. And as I said, in between our rows of our popcorn stitches, we always want to crochet 1 basic row with single crochets. So I want to yarn over and crochet 1 chain, turn my work around, and as I said in this row, I now want to crochet in each stitch from my previous round 1 basic single crochet. What we want to do now to continue to crochet this pattern is to always crochet after our rows with our popcorn stitches 1 row with single crochets. And what we want to do then is to crochet after this row with our single crochets the first row with our popcorn stitches again, and this is the pattern that we want to follow. In between our rows with our popcorn stitches, we always want to crochet 1 basic row with our single crochets, and then we want to take turns with the rows with our popcorn stitches. We always want to crochet first the row that we begin with, and after that we want to crochet this row with our popcorn stitches. So please just continue to crochet now your row with your single crochets, and after that I want to show you one more time how we started to crochet this row, and then we want to continue together. I now completed to crochet my basic row with my single crochets. After that I want to chain 1 again, and what we want to do now is to always crochet our first row with our popcorn stitches. Then we want to crochet 1 basic row of single crochets and continue with the 2nd row with our popcorn stitches. So we always want to take turns with this first row with our popcorn stitches and the 2nd row with our popcorn stitches. So what I want to do now is to again crochet first 2 basic single crochets, and then I want to crochet my first popcorn stitch for this row. In between our popcorn stitches, we'll always want to crochet 2 single crochets, and at the end of our row, we should then have, after our last popcorn stitch, 3 basic single crochets. Then we want to crochet again our whole way back till here, and then our 2nd row with our popcorn stitches is following. The 2nd row we again want to crochet first with with 3 single crochets, and then our first popcorn stitch will follow. In between our popcorn stitches, we'll then have to crochet again 3 single crochets, and at the end of our row after our last popcorn stitch, we should then have again 4 basic single crochets left. So please continue to crochet now your rows like that, and you want to crochet them. I want to show you how far you have to go. You just have to put now this end here under the first row with your popcorn stitches like this. And then you want to just fold this whole thing together, and as you can see, we now want to complete to crochet the front side of our wallet. Please now just continue to crochet your pattern till you nearly reach this edge here, and 2 rows before you're finally reaching the length of the front of your wallet, we want to stop, because we then want to add 2 rows with single crochets. I just continue to crochet now my rows with my popcorn stitches, and you can be sure that you crocheted enough rows when you just take this under edge of your wallet and fold it up till you're underneath your first row with your popcorn stitches, and then you want to fold this whole thing down like that, and once you've reached that point where you just have a little space left till you completed to crochet the length of your front side too, you want to stop to crochet your popcorn stitches. In my case, I had to crochet 4 rows with my popcorn stitches, and in between I always crocheted 1 row with basic single crochets. What I want to do now is to complete to crochet the length of the front side by now just crocheting rows with basic single crochets. So please just complete to crochet now the length of your front side by crocheting rows with single crochets only. To complete now the length of my front side, I just crocheted rows with single crochets, and after that we now want to crochet around our whole wallet 1 row with single crochets. So around all of our edges of our wallet we now want to crochet 1 row with single crochets. I want to show you now how I do that. Now that we completed to crochet our front side too, we want to crochet now prettier edges around our wallet. So what I want to do after my last row with my single crochets is to not crochet a turning chain, and I always want to insert my hook now in these little gaps here. The first one is this one. I want to insert my hook in it and crochet a single crochet. The following little hole would be this one, and what we want to do, as I said now, is to create beautiful edges by always just inserting our hook in these little holes and just crochet 1 single crochet. And you want to do this now around your whole wallet, and once you crochet around your whole wallet and you're here at this edge again, I want to show you how we want to crochet a little space to later on close our button with. What I've done so far is to crochet around my whole wallet my single crochets, and I'm again at the edge now where we do have our popcorn stitches. What I want to do now is to crochet 12 single crochets. As you know, we do have 24 single crochets in this row, and I now want to crochet 12 of them, and after that I want to create a hole for my button. If you want to close this whole thing up with a magnet or anything else and not a button, you just now can crochet your 24 single crochets and then sew your yarn ends in. After that I want to show you how we want to close our whole wallet up together, but for those of you who want to close the wallet up with a button, please just crochet now your 12 single crochets, and then I want to show you how we want to create a little hole for our button. I just now crocheted my 12 single crochets. After my 12 single crochet, I now want to start to crochet chains. This is my first, my second, my third and my fourth chain. And if you do have a big button like me, you want to crochet more chains. If you do have a smaller button, you of course want to crochet less chains. To be sure that your button later on will fit into this hole, you just want to crochet into the following stitch 1 single crochet, and then look if this hole is big enough for your button to really put it through. Once you've done that, you just want to finish your row by crocheting again your single crochets till you're at your very last corner. Then you want to sew up your yarn ends, and I want to show you after that how we want to close our whole wallet together. Our wallet looks like this right now. All we have to do now is to close this left and our right edge, and you can now choose if you want to close these edges up with slip stitches and your hook, Or like me with your yarn needle. I just threaded the end of my yarn now through my yarn needle and cut a tail off. And what I want to do now is to first insert my yarn needle at this edge here. And then I want to go up to this very first row with my popcorn stitches. And right underneath my row with my popcorn stitch, I want to grab up the stitch right here at the edge. And now I just want to pull my yarn needle through these 2 stitches like this, till I'm nearly at the end of my tail, as you can see. This yarn end I have to later on sew in, and now my yarn is coming from the back. And because of that, I now want to grab up first at my back piece this following stitch, and then I want to grab the same stitch in my front piece too. And again, I just want to pull now my yarn through those 2 stitches. And what I now want to do basically is to always insert my yarn needle when my yarn is coming from the front, first through that front stitch and after that to the following back stitch. And now that my yarn is again coming from the back, I want to grab up first my back stitch at my back side and then continue to grab up my front stitch like that. Please now just close your 2 edges by just sewing them up, and once you completed to really close up those 2 edges, you want to fold this whole thing together, and there you have now your space for the button. And right on this piece here, you then want to really sew up your button, and once you finish that, we want to meet up again for our final result. For my last work step, I just now had to sew up my button right here on this edge of my wallet. And as you can see, this is now the inside of our wallet. All we have to do now is to just put our button through this little hole that we created for our button. And now we can be sure that we close this whole thing safely up. As you can see, those 3 wallets turned out just very beautiful and pretty. And if you do have now an as beautiful wallet as I have, please let me know in the comments. And you can of course like this video too. And I really do hope now that we'll see each other the next time with our next project again.